In early 2025, the Trump administration did what any logical cost cutter would do: shrink the government by creating a whole new Department of Government Efficiency, aka Doge. And when you think streamlined bureaucracy, obviously the first guy who comes to mind is the one who stretches his arm in a very suspicious way, but assured everyone it was just a cutting-edge futuristic tech bro stretch. Anyway, let's talk dollars, donuts, and delusions of grandeur.
That's not my only genius idea, okay? Picture this: a gym inside a donut shop. You burn calories while eating donuts. Total efficiency. It's a win-win, folks.
So, as we all know, the main goal of Doge was to save the government money. A lot of it. Musk initially claimed Doge could slash $2 trillion from the federal budget. For context, the entire US budget is about $6.4 trillion. So yeah, he was aiming to cut nearly a third of everything: defense, social security, Medicare, Medicaid, infrastructure, education, and veteran services. So basically the whole buffet.
I want to build on Trump's gym idea. Another way to lose weight quickly: just remove a leg or two. It's part keto, part amputation. But more importantly, like and subscribe to Brain of Salt. I totally support creators who criticize me. Just don't be surprised if your Tesla stops updating.
But then, he adjusted the target to $1 trillion. Still a big number if you ignore the 50% markdown. And by April 2025, Musk revised it again to $150 billion. Billion, not trillion, billion with a B. Which sounds like a lot until you realize that's a 92.5% drop from the original promise. And even that number might be smoke. ProPublica, NPR, and independent budget analysts, including some from the Congressional Budget Office, suggest the real verifiable savings could be as low as $2 billion. Also, according to Notice, a non-profit newsroom founded by the creator of Politico to keep tabs on DC dysfunction, Doge quietly deleted over 600 grants and contracts from its public dashboard between midnight and 2 a.m. on April 15, 2025. Which meant erasing nearly $1 billion in claimed savings and raising serious doubts about whether those budget cuts were ever real, accurate, or theirs to begin with.
So basically, just poof, gone?
Yeah, like accountability.
So that begs the question, why couldn't Musk actually cut $2 trillion? Well, there just wasn't $2 trillion lying around to cut from Social Security, the military, and other major services. It's like saying you'll cancel your Netflix subscription to save thousands when most of your paycheck goes to rent. Now look, no one's denying there's waste or corruption, but just because slashing budgets worked at X doesn't mean it will work for the US government. And this isn't about Democrats or Republicans, it's just basic math. If someone promises to cut $2 trillion but the real number might be closer to $2 billion, should we really be calling Musk the right person for the job?
Einstein once said, "Great minds are always attacked by mediocre liberal mobs."
Wait, did Einstein actually say that?
Yep, he sure did.
I didn't. I don't even know who this guy is.
Classic leftist gaslighting.
That's not gaslighting. That's called reality. But if you want to understand why people fall for this kind of nonsense, watch how social media is shaping politics. Click the eye on the screen or check the link in the description.
But fine, let's say just for fun that Musk actually saved $150 billion. How did he do it?
Easy. I lit the federal government on fire. Also, we're beta testing a replacement for Social Security. It's an AI that tells you to shut up and buy Dogecoin.
Well, over 216,000 federal employees were pushed out, including essential staff from the IRS, Social Security, and the FDA. For context, that's more than the population of Richmond, Virginia. Doge's cuts went further. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau was gutted, national parks were closed, safety checks on food and medicine were delayed, and even veterans lost important services.
Look, I lay off a few hundred government workers.
A few 100,000, Elon.
Yeah, okay, a few 100,000, but people are so mean to me. Someone called me Adolf Hitler the other day. That hurts, okay? I have feelings. At least like 3 of them.
And yet, Musk-friendly departments, like those supporting SpaceX and Starlink inside the Department of Transportation, were mysteriously untouched.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. Everyone acts like I kicked a puppy into a volcano. If you want me to quit, just say it.
Oh my God, yes, please.
Doge also canceled a lot of contracts. But instead of saving money, many of these cuts disrupted critical services and backfired big time. For example, Doge targeted 875 Veterans Affairs contracts, including ones that funded cancer care and toxic exposure evaluations for veterans. Even lawmakers from both parties told Doge,
Elon, put this back and go play with the Tesla.
At the FDA, cutting staff who oversaw medical devices and tobacco didn't save time. It just caused delays and rehiring. Then Doge axed the $13.6 million CDC contract with Deloitte, even though the money had already been paid or legally locked in. A 257,000 cancer study for 9/11 firefighters was cancelled, then quietly reinstated after public backlash. And in the classic Doge moment, an $8 million USAID contract was misclassified as $8 billion. So it got cut. That mistake froze $8 billion in humanitarian funding, disrupted oversight, and got blocked by a judge for likely breaking the Constitution. So they basically caused chaos and saved literally nothing. So sure, Doge made cuts, but what did that actually do? Well, if those $150 billion in savings are real, and that's a big if, that breaks down to just $2.5 a day per taxpayer. In return, we lost food safety checks, drug approvals, and health benefits for veterans. That's not a win for taxpayers. That just sat in the name of efficiency.
So, what did we learn, kids? You can't run a government like a company because, surprise, it's not supposed to make profit. It's supposed to help and protect people.
Cool. How about minorities, women, and African Americans? Hello?
But let's forget about the money for a second, because now they've set their sights on something even bigger: your data. According to Wired, Doge has teamed up with Palantir to build a system designed to consolidate taxpayer records into one ultra-efficient platform. Sounds good, right? I mean, faster access and streamlined systems. But here's the catch. Centralizing all that sensitive information like tax returns, social security numbers, and employment records into one giant digital vault turns it into hacker's dream buffet. One breach and it's open season on everyone's financial life.
Привет, I've already logged in. Your password was freedom123. Very strong.
Then there's the Palantir problem. This is the same company that has worked with ICE, the Pentagon, and law enforcement, and has been accused of enabling mass surveillance.
So, what he's trying to say is, I will hand over your W-2s to the surveillance company with Darth Vader vibes.
Because we see you pee.
Also, Doge has skirted normal transparency and procurement rules, raising alarms about mission creep, where data meant for taxes quietly ends up fueling immigration enforcement or criminal profiling. And Doge isn't hoarding IRS data. They're also integrating interagency systems with the Department of Labor, building a cross-reference database that includes immigrants, farm workers, and ex-inmates.
Yes, it's faster. But so is a police raid when they skip the warrant. I'm not sure if I like it or hate it. Well, depends who I'm raiding. But hey, definitely like and subscribe for more videos like this in 4K.
A whistleblower at the National Labor Relations Board reported that Doge accessed the concealed sensitive labor data. Then, nearly 50 Democrats accused the agency of using unauthorized AI surveillance tools to monitor federal employees and pull data without permission. And if that's not dystopian enough, Doge staff reportedly use encrypted messaging apps with auto-delete enabled, raising huge red flags about violations of federal record-keeping laws. Where have I seen that before?
Oh, f*** off.
And now we have to ask, does Doge even count as a real agency? Well, officially, Doge is classified as a temporary entity under the executive office of the president.
No one's ever presidented like I've presidented. People are calling it tremendous presidenting.
This clever designation allows it to sidestep Freedom of Information Act requests, claiming its records are presidential and thus immune from public scrutiny. Even after a federal judge told Doge to follow the rules, the agency still claims it's exempt and keeps the public totally in the dark about what it's actually doing.
Well, that's because privacy matters. Mine specifically, not yours. Also, the judge was probably biased. He drives a Prius.
Also, in the modern dictionary, efficiency now means selling off federal assets. That's why Doge is pushing for the sale of historic buildings and critical infrastructure. The plan? Sell them off and then lease them back. A strategy that benefits private investors while potentially costing taxpayers more in the long run.
Cool. I'm functioning exactly the way I was designed to, like a blender filled with gravel and student debt.
According to GovExec, a news outlet based in Washington, D.C. that covers government and public sector issues, Doge's actions aren't just about efficiency. They're about dismantling public institutions and paving the way for privatization under the guise of reform.
This democracy, it's for me, not for you. It's for the select few, the visionaries, the disruptors, the guys who name their kids after Wi-Fi passwords. But don't worry, you will get sadness, depression, debt, and meds. Lots and lots of meds. Because here at Doge, we believe in freedom, the kind you have to finance.
So, what do you think? Can you shrink the government by expanding it? If Palantir has your tax records and layoffs are framed as streamlining existential purpose, are we still running a government, or did we just build a startup with nukes? And finally, who is this efficient future really working for? The American public or billionaires like Musk? Please let us know what you think in the comments.